Whoa there, brother.
What a wild day it was in the world's largest casino, aka the old stock market. Now, if you happen to be a member of the bull camp, I'm sure you're keeping score at home because we just clocked in a fresh new all-time high. And in this video, I want to explain a couple of things, but the most important is why I think that this new all-time high is not going to be where we stop. I do believe that the overall market is going to keep squeezing higher, but if you looked at the start of the day, it was a completely different story. So I want to explain kind of what happened throughout the day, why we hit the new all-time high, and why I think we're going to be going even higher. And then I have some side updates related to Apple, Microsoft, and also Palantir. Surprisingly, I actually have kind of a negative update related to Palantir, and if you saw it, it puked at the end of the day, so I want to let you know what's going on there. But before we get to all of that, if you enjoyed these type of update videos, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment, because all that type of engagement, it truly helps me out. I'm not going to ask for anything else, but when you do that type of engagement, it does get this video in front of other degenerates like us who want to join in on the fun. So thank you very much. And with that being said, let's rock. By the time they turned off the giant slot machine today, here was the official headline. S&P 500 closes at another record Wednesday as investors look past Trump tariff fears. As I've been talking about for the past couple days, weeks, and seemingly years of my life, the thing that's going to be moving the market to the upside, to the downside, all relates to investors' opinions and I suppose their gut feelings on what they think Trump is going to do, or really what he announces he's going to do, and kind of everyone's viewing it through the market lens of, is it good? Is it bad? That's where we're at. It's kind of a really awkward limbo. Here's a look at the S&P 500 heat map. It's as green as you would expect it, especially when you're locking in a new record. The SPY ended up gaining 0.2%. The Qs were only up 0.03, so pretty much neutral on the day. But you can see we started off weak, and then around 10:30 is where things started to pick up. Right now, Bitcoin at the point that I'm filming this, 96,000. And as I alluded to in the intro, we're going to be talking about Palantir because it vomited from 124 all the way down to 108 with a little bit left to go in the trading session. So as you can guess, we have a lot to talk about. Let's start it with the global political drama, the big stuff. Trump and Zelensky escalate war of words amid debate over peace talks. Generally, you're not escalating a war of words when you're talking about peace, so what in the world is going on? Well, apparently, Zelensky did not like that the president of the United States called him a dictator. Trump calls Zelensky dictator as US-Ukraine alliance unravels. And this was all on Truth Social. Think of it. A modestly successful comedian, Zelensky, talked to the US into spending $350 billion to go into a war that couldn't be won, that never had to start, but a war that he, without the US and quote-unquote Trump, will never be able to settle. First of all, my favorite part of this is the dig of calling him a modestly successful comedian. I think that's absolutely hilarious. Trump clearly a better comedian, but he's right. Zelensky did talk our country into giving him $350 billion. I'm saying billion with a B. And on top of that, Zelensky recently admitted that half of the money that we sent him as a country is now quote unquote missing. He refuses to have elections, is very low in Ukrainian polls, and the only thing he's good at was playing Biden like a fiddle, a dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Now, obviously, those are pretty harsh words, but it didn't stop there. Just in, Elon Musk agrees it is time for Doge to audit the money the US sent Ukraine. Who knows what kind of skeletons that's going to bring out? Obviously, get your popcorn ready. And as you might expect with the whole debacle, the world's a little confused. Europe flails in response after Trump blames Kyiv for Ukraine war. Obviously, as you could tell, there's quite a bit going on, and I know I just hit you with a fire hose of information, but clearly the sentiment of all this stuff was not so bueno, wasn't so positive, which is exactly why early in the morning, things were leaning a little bit bearish, and this didn't help at all. Trump suggests 25% tariffs on autos, pharma, and semiconductors that could go even higher. So we had political drama on top of tariff drama, which is why early this morning, things were not so good. We started off weak, but you could see right around 10:30-ish, right here, I'll put a giant arrow at this point to see that, okay, we kind of changed. We opened below the previous close. We were seeing lower highs, lower lows. If you watched the live stream, by the way, shameless plug, Monday to Friday, 9 to 11. If you want to see me degenerately trade, you can join in on the fun. It's right where you're watching this video. So I hope to see you there. But anyway, we started off weak. Then things started to pump, and just to show you how it looks from an options flow, yeah, a lot of weakness. Then right here, a huge spike right at 10:30, and this is exactly what led us to new all-time highs. Trump eyes a bigger, better trade deal with China being reported by the New York Times, and then we got even more information. Trump would like to strike a wide-ranging deal with China's Xi, one that goes beyond just reworking trading relationship. And last but certainly not least, Trump has expressed interest in a deal that would include substantial investments and commitments from China to buy more American products. Now, I have to admit, it is kind of wild that we live in a world where we can start off so negative, so much clearly not bullish sentiment from tariffs and just from political drama, and then a couple hours later, it turns out that the US and China now might be buddies, and there was even talks of lowering like really war tensions with them, and we might be better trade partners. And that was enough to send things sky high, because as soon as we broke out, there was a little bit of, I guess, dancing around in the middle of the day. There was a 20-year bond auction at 1 p.m. that didn't go so well. We got the FOMC meeting minutes at 2, and that sent things sky high. And that's how we clocked in the new official all-time high. Just to very quickly explain one of those points a little bit better, here you could see 2 p.m. FOMC meeting minutes. We didn't have a new FOMC meeting. This was just the meeting minutes from the January meeting, which gives us more of a detailed insight to what they were or weren't talking about. That's what came out at 2, and it was actually kind of as expected. And as soon as you take uncertainty out of the system, generally the market does go up. Fed minutes signal officials on hold until inflation improves. Fed officials are worried about tariffs' impact on inflation and see rate cuts on hold, according to the minutes. And surprise, surprise, there's now a 97.5% chance that at the March 19th at the FOMC meeting, there is no rate change whatsoever. And then if you look at the May meeting, not really a high chance of it happening. If you look at the June meeting, similar 53% chance that we stay here. And once again, it is not until the July meeting that there's better than a 50% chance that we actually get some sort of rate cut. Now, obviously, this could all change with just the snap of a finger, but this is how things currently are sitting. We're not getting rate cuts. Don't hold your breath on it, because the earliest we're really going to get it is going to be in the latter half of this year. So that's something that we're going to be covering in future update videos. So that's the state of the political world. That's the state of the overall economy and monetary policy update, if you will. Now let's talk about some of those individual stocks, because we did get some interesting updates. Apple unveils cheaper iPhone 16e, powerful enough to run AI. So I'm watching Apple stock. I called it out a couple weeks ago, made a killing on it. I think everyone in the Discord knows it. I think it was around a $17,000 gain. Crushed it. This might give it a second win, so I'm closely watching that one. And Microsoft, a stock which has been beat up, I'm looking for that to start to pop as well. Microsoft reveals its first quantum computing chip, the Majorana 1. So I'm going to watch what's going on there. We also got an update that wasn't so bullish. Breaking: Palantir CEO Alex Karp has announced a plan to sell 1.2 billion of stock, and that caused PLTR to drop 12%. I am still a fan of Palantir in the long term. If anything, I personally view this as a dip buy opportunity. But with that being said, that's just one man's opinion. So I would love to get your thoughts, because I know a lot of you watching this right now have strong feelings on Palantir. What do you think about this? Are you now still fine with Karp? Are you angry at him? Do you not care and you're also just waiting to buy the dip? Or are you completely done with the play? Let me know in a comment below. Overall, that's what I have for you today. Of course, I appreciate your time. Of course, I hope you're crushing it in the market. And of course, I hope to see you in the live stream tomorrow morning. I'll talk to you later. Thank you, thank you, thank you.